Solana is finally falling, and I am not taking a victory lap here. I certainly don't want to see crypto fall, but I have noticed that Solana has been very, very strong since October, and I kind of started wondering if the coin was ever going to fall again in its entire existence because it has been doing so well. Now, to be clear here, what I'm about to talk about is short term over the next days and weeks. This is not a long term prognostication about Solana or crypto or Bitcoin or anything. I am bullish crypto. I am bullish Solana, Bitcoin, all of it. I think 2024 is going to be a fantastic year. But what we're just seeing now is pullbacks in the market, in the crypto market. Now, let's talk. Solana has been one of the strongest coins I have been watching since October. Here was its low back, or kind of where the break started around 21, 22 in October when we saw this magnificent rise in crypto and all across the coins. And Solana did just fantastic and made a nice run up in November. And while many coins kind of made a higher high in December here and then pulled back, for example, ADA, it made its higher high on the 14th of December and has not broken it. VET made a high on the 25th of December. That's a bad example. That's kind of falls into what I was going to say about Solana. But there were other coins that kind of made a high in December. Doge might be one, and never broke its high. Like here's one. It made its high on the 10th of December and never broke it. Well, Solana did not do that, okay? It made its high right here on the 8th of December and then kind of looked like the other coins at that point. And then it just went absolutely bonkers and went from 75 to 127 or whatever in December. It just accidentally, absolutely skyrocketed. And since then, it has given some of its gains back, just like all the other coins, but it's still doing better than pretty much any coin. I mean, what did I say? 21. It's still 4.5 times more than it was back in October. Whereas the coins I'm doing videos on now, like ADA and VET, they're struggling to keep their doubling since October. And Solana's like, oh, I'm sitting up here 4 times, even though I've given back my gains already, some of them already. So in my last video I made, I mentioned that there were 2 very unique coins that were acting differently than the rest of many of the other big market coins, and that was Solana and Link. Link was kind of doing its own thing as well. It was also in its kind of upward rising channel, although it had fallen out of the bottom, but it just was kept going up. Solana was still, even though it had fallen back in, was still in this upward rising channel that we had seen since November. I mean, it was still doing fine. Now, I did see something on Solana that I was seeing on other coins, and that was this kind of this downtrend caused by lower lows and lower highs starting toward the end of December. Like here's a high, here's a low, a high or a lower high, a lower low, a lower high. And then I was questioning, are we going to get a lower low? And that is the downtrend we're seeing in many coins. DOT has a downtrend. Matic has a downtrend. ICP has a downtrend. VET had a downtrend. ADA had a downtrend. So I was seeing that across many of the coins, and I was supposing that Bitcoin was eventually going to cause that downward pressure to go further, that we were on Bitcoin, which is what we're looking at now, eventually going to fall out of the bottom of this channel, which we did, which was going to pull other coins below their support. I could not say that was going to happen for Solana. The last video I made for Solana was yesterday, where we had broken out of this channel and even broken out of this downtrend. And I was like, well, I guess Solana's just going to keep going. Link had actually done the same, if I recall. It was like it was still making higher highs or going up anyway, even though these coins like ADA, VET, and Doge had downtrends. Well, back to Bitcoin, we did fall out of this bottom channel. Back to Bitcoin, it does look like we're going to hit 40,000. And that actually looks like it has had some effect on Solana. We've actually had a pretty big red bar here today. We've fallen back inside this downward trend line, and we'll just have to wait and see what's next. For these other coins I've already talked about, let's just use ADA as an example. If Bitcoin falls to 40, ADA, I think is going to fall to 0.46, this level right here. If Bitcoin falls further, ADA is going to fall further, and so forth. You could say the same about VET. Those two are on my mind because I just did videos on those. I can't say the same for Solana still. Why? Because Solana has been and still is one of the strongest coins. So even though we've had this fall from Bitcoin, this Bitcoin drop to 41 and some change, or actually 40 and some change earlier today, Solana has fallen, but it still looks beautiful. I mean, it's still beautiful structure. It's still inside this upward rising grind. Uh, it's still, I mean, here's other lows just a few days earlier that it has not taken out. Like, look at ADA. See, it's starting to take out these lows. Solana's like, hey, I see you way down there. You're still way down there, and I'm way up here. I mean, it's just, that's kind of the way it is. We still have this upward channel. So, as strong as Solana is, I don't know that it's going to fall and react to Bitcoin as much as some of these other coins have. I don't think it's going to do anything until it gets below this rising channel that it has been in since November and October and November. Until we find some kind of close outside this channel, I don't see any danger in Solana coming down and starting to fall like these other coins are. It's just been more resilient than some of the other coins have. Now, if Bitcoin starts hitting 38, Solana could hit higher highs. I don't think it will because there's no reason for it to. But at least there's no known reason for it to, as far as I'm aware. And we're all kind of riding Bitcoin's coattails. And even though Solana is a little bit, is very strong, I don't think it can stay in this range if Bitcoin breaks 40,000. I think it's going to have a sympathy move. It may not fall all the way down to 75, but it's going to have a sympathy move if Bitcoin breaks 40,000. Is Bitcoin going to break 40,000? I think so. I think so. I think we might see some reaction when it gets to 40, but I think over the next couple of weeks, I'm just kind of thinking we're going to hit 40,000, and then maybe break below. Walk with me for a minute. Here's a graph of the total market cap, of the total crypto market cap. And you can see we've been in a rising channel since the beginning of December, and we've broken out big time out of this rising channel. And the total market cap is just, it's the sum of all the crypto coins times the crypto value. And that's where we are. I mean, it's about 1.5, 1.6 trillion, but it has fallen out. Now, that just is because we're seeing a dropping of crypto prices across the board, and I think we're going to go lower. Now, that's going to be caused, I think, by the Bitcoin move lower and by sympathy moves by other coins lower. There are always other coins that work against Bitcoin, and Solana might be one of those. But we'll just have to see. Like, Bitcoin could fall and Solana could stay even, move up, or at least not move as far down. And the strength of Solana indicates it's going to be a stronger coin. So I'm certainly not calling 75,000 like I was calling 40,000 on Bitcoin. I'm not doing it until I see something different here. Until I see some closes below this channel, I'm not calling any lower lows on Solana. Why would I bet against it? I mean, it's been fantastically strong right now. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm saying I wouldn't put my money to it right now. I wouldn't put my money against Solana falling down here. So we'll have to just kind of wait. All my eyes, which I have two of them, okay, is on Bitcoin. It's going to depend on what Bitcoin does. And some are calling for us to get down to this 34 to 38,000 level. And if we do, doggone you people who are in Solana, you're not going to feel it as bad as some of us who are in other coins, because you've had a fantastic ride. It's a fantastic project. It's looking great on all the charts. Even if it hits 75, you're still 3 times as much as you were when you started in October. That's fantastic. Congratulations to y'all if you're in Solana. You could have a bad couple of weeks and still be looking great. And that's exactly what you want to see if you are in crypto and in Solana. So that's perfect for y'all. I'm not in Solana. Wish I would have gotten in back in October, but you can't you can't see the future, and I'm happy for you guys that are in. You're going to be having some better days ahead, and your days right now are not looking bad at all. All right, I'll continue to watch Solana for you and with you. Let's watch it together, and be sure to check back.